This is a bus stop in Montgomery. Now, you're probably looking at this and it's like, okay, there's not too much wrong with it, but let's zoom out, shall we? Now, for the grander scheme of things, what's one thing that you do not see in this bus stop or near this bus stop? If you said sidewalk, I would agree. Because now you're saying, hey, these people have to catch the bus, but there's no easy way to stand and wait for the bus. If I'm in a wheelchair, I have to maneuver my wheelchair through this grass all the way through here to wait for the bus. If I'm disabled or I have a walker, I have to maneuver my walker through this grass to get to the bus. That doesn't make sense.
Hey, my name is Kenny, and this is the Kenny Ram Dashcam, where I talk about road transportation and all kinds of stuff that could just really be improved. Now, this opening clip, as you saw, was a bus stop in the city of Montgomery, where I am currently located. The city of Montgomery, as you see here, recently bought buses to put into use for public transit. The problem is, and in my opinion, they have put the cart before the horse. Now, let me explain. You have these new buses, which is great. I'm all for improving access to get to places and so forth. The problem is, though, is that to get on that bus, if I am in a wheelchair, if I am disabled and have to use a cane or a walker or something else of that nature, I have to walk through the grass to wait at this bus stop. And then once I get on this bus, I have to move through the grass even more to get on the bus. This is not just isolated to a few bus stops around the city. A significant number, and I don't know the exact percentage of them, but a significant number of the bus stops in the city are not next to a sidewalk, meaning I have to stand in the grass in order to wait for the bus. I have to go through the grass to get to the bus stop. If I'm using a wheelchair or I'm using some other walking aid of some sort, the last thing you want to have to do is to stand in the grass, let alone try to maneuver a wheelchair through the grass. In my opinion, that money should have initially been spent to put in sidewalks where these bus stops are located. Actually, in actuality, the city of Montgomery did have an issue once before where an individual whom I've met before had significant difficulties getting to a bus stop. So what they do, they put in a bus stop, and well, the bus stop was there, but then they put in a sidewalk and a shelter. However, that sidewalk only probably goes maybe 100 feet. And it's like, okay, are you really trying to address the issue, or are you just trying to put a Band-Aid on the issue? And to be honest with you, I think they were just trying to put a Band-Aid on the issue. So let me show you where that particular bus stop is. And so if we go here to Google Maps, and I have no problem showing you what's on Google Maps, and we'll come down to the satellite view, and the bus stop is right here, actually. Now, so the individual in question that I've met before, and even on the satellite view, you can see there's no sidewalk there. But the individual in question, he has some physical disability. I'm not sure what it is, but he's not able to drive. However, he is fully mentally capable of doing things, so he wants to be able to have his independence. But yet, even here, we have a bus stop here, and then we have a bus stop here. Now, as you see, there is no sidewalk along this roadway, yet people are expected to be able to catch the bus in this living location. Now, if we come down to the street view, and where's the little guy? All right, so I think the street view has an updated view of what this bus stop looks like. All right, and so as you see here, there's a sidewalk here, and the sidewalk literally goes to the bus stop. It does not go any further than the bus stop, because you would think, hey, I may want to walk, somewhere down the street. It doesn't do that. It goes to this bus stop, and then it goes down here to the end of the curb, the nearest driveway, which has a wheelchair accessible ramp. That was the city's response to mitigating this issue that someone had complained about, that, hey, I want to be able to ride the bus, and, I have difficulties doing so. In my opinion, the money spent on the buses doesn't mean squat, because the people that really would be more inclined to use the buses need to be able to get to the buses to ride the buses. So, in my opinion, the money should have been spent on putting sidewalks next to these bus stops. You don't necessarily have to put a bus shelter there like this one happened to have, but that's an added benefit. But at least give the people sidewalks so they don't have to walk into the street or walk in a parking lot with moving vehicles around and risk hurting themselves or getting injured by stepping into the street to catch a bus. The money has been spent. and I get that. But in the future, we could really be actually putting in more sidewalks in to make it accessible not only just for the people that are walking, but anybody else that is capable of getting from point A to point B without having to rely on them getting in the street. Because after all, everybody does not have a car to access. And so when you only design cities for cars, you run into this problem where everybody can't get anywhere. Let me know your thoughts about this particular situation, and do you think, hey, that money should have been spent on sidewalks or should have been spent on a combination of things instead of just buses? I'd love to hear your feedback. Thank you for watching. Please drop a comment and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.